Well, that's got a pretty good shine on it. I just did a wash and wax with good old turtle, what is it here? Super hard shell finish. So yeah, ready for the vintage car show on the weekend, providing it isn't raining or too hot to take it out. I guess time will tell. Anyway, in other news, the old McCormick Deering 1530. I started this job this morning and I kind of got rained out. I hope that'll show. We call this a 1530, but I think technically it is a 2236, the upgraded version of the 1530. Oh, we got bees. You'll notice it's got the extension rims. Somebody split a set of wheels and welded them on as extensions for extra traction, which I think it probably needed. That sort of junk on there collected. Here we go. Sold by International Harvester Company of Canada Limited, Hamilton, Ontario. So here's your spade lugs. I think some of the originals had the angled, forget what they called them. They were just like a cleat on an angle across. This was supposed to be an upgrade. I would think it would be like being geared to the ground. This is the Vortox air cleaner. I don't know if that's a stock setup. It looks like it. It's got quite an extension on it. It has the Robin manifold and carburetor. Apparently some of them had a different brand of manifold. I couldn't tell you. I'm no expert on this. Fan belt still tight. Unfortunately, this engine is seized up so tight, there's no way in the world. Yeah. Leave the crank up in this position so that it's not in the way for cutting grass. So that's basically what I was doing here today. The grass grows up in between the tractor and the wall. No room for a lawnmower, so drag it out, cut the grass, get in there with the Aaron string trimmer to finish it off, move some of the junk out of the way. There's all sorts of old artifacts buried in the ground here from over 100 years of accumulation. This was the original Century Shack, I call it. Built in the summer of 1903 by my grandfather, his brother, and cousin. There's an extra set of rims I got for it. These actually came from my other grandfather's tractor. That was also a 1530, I believe. You can see it's been cut apart by a torch. I don't really know what went on there, but I thought I'd drag them home and set them up here. So now I got to move them, lift them out with the front end loader, and cut the grass and reposition them. I didn't finish the job, obviously. I got rained out this morning. Not a major rainfall, but enough to get wet working in, so once the weather settles down, I will drag this old beast back in position, and it'll be good for the year. A little bit of welding on the steering column there. I think this tractor was used for pulling a braking plow, clearing bushland. The story, as I recall it, a big stump caught somehow in here and came up and got jammed in here and snapped the steering column off, the housing anyway. And I believe it also damaged the fenders. These fenders are actually from a different tractor. I do have the original fenders stored over at the other log barn, but these are in much better shape. So, and you wouldn't believe it, but I did paint this thing probably 35 years ago, maybe not quite that long ago. Obviously, that still turns. Obviously the paint has long since departed. The decal's gone from here. These originally had a hood, of course, and louvered side curtains all the way down. You can see the little latches that were to hold the curtains, but there's very few of these tractors I've seen that actually still have the curtains on them. I suspect people removed them thinking they would run a little cooler. And the Century Shack. But that's a story for another day. Anyway, starting to rain again, so I'm out of here. Give the video a like if you do, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more from the Roosty 6 channel.